After a very long run on the clock, the Jacksonville Jaguars have made the selection. Pick Six podcast here to break it down and give out grades for the number one overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. Will Brinson, joined by John Breech. Breech, the Jaguars pick is in, and it is Travon Walker, which won for me. My professional reputation, extremely sullied, marred reputation, no longer quite as sullied and marred.
Well, and also our friendship kind of was depending on this too, based on what happened in our preview podcast when you roped me into dropping some serious money at negative 500. But you know what, Brinson, we're still friends, and I probably should buy you a beer now.
Yep, we had it several weeks ago that Walker was going to be the number one overall pick. Got him at 3-1. Some people made minus 500. Some people made minus 1,000 at the time of the draft. It did seem like ultimately the decision was made to go. I don't know whether it was a bunch of subterfuge to talk about Ike Ekwonu, to talk about Aiden Hutchinson as possible picks in the 2 days leading up to the draft. But ultimately, the Jaguars went with Travon Walker, the pass rusher out of Georgia. When you look at Aiden Hutchinson, who ended up going number 2 overall, that's a guy with a lot of production, or at least 1 year of really good production at Michigan. But Travon Walker has all the traits that a guy like Trent Baalke craves in a pass rusher. They also feel he can drop back. His hustle, his motor is there. He is a guy that the Jaguars believe they can pair with Josh Allen, their other first round pass rusher, and just get after quarterbacks with it and really create some problems for teams in terms of what they bring on defense. What's your grade here, Breech, for Travon Walker, first overall to the Jacksonville Jaguars?
You know what, Brinson, I am going to give Jacksonville a B-. Look, I like the thinking because, look, we're in an NFL era where it's a passing league. If you can get after the quarterback, that's a good thing because that's how you win football games usually. The one division where maybe that's not such a great thing is the AFC South. What are they doing there? Jonathan Taylor, the Colts are going to be running the ball. Everyone runs the ball in that division. It's the one division where they run the ball a lot. I don't hate this pick. Like I said, I'm giving it a B-, but I feel like maybe an offensive lineman would have been the smarter pick. I have a franchise quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. I think I would try to build around him. And so it's just your line of thinking here. I think Travon Walker's talented. I think he could make an impact in Jacksonville. But if we're talking about if they had drafted an offensive lineman, would that make Trevor Lawrence 15% better because he's getting more time to throw? I would want that over a potential impact that might come from Travon Walker. So it's really, I don't have a problem with Walker per se. It's that I think the Jaguars would have been better served by drafting another position.
You can make a lot of arguments about it where the Jaguars tagged Cam Robinson, and so they signed him to a long-term deal as well. It's like, do you want to draft a right tackle or a guard at number 1? Because that's what you're going to be doing, or at least somebody who's going to play there for the next 3 years. Now, don't get me wrong. Like Ike Ekwonu, I love it. I think he's an elite prospect and would be great in a Doug Peterson offense with his ability to get to the second level and pull and all that stuff. But because of this is why it's a weird grade for me. Like, I like the Travon Walker pick. I think he can be a really big-time impact player at the next level. I think he will have certainly a defensive rookie of the year candidate out of the gate. I do worry that the Jaguars process pinned him into this position, and I can't stand that there were rumblings about the Jaguars ownership, the Shad Khan stepping in, about Doug Peterson trying to get his guy, the offensive lineman. I understand everybody wants to pound the table for their guy, but that late in the process to be deciding at the last minute how you're going to do it. If that's true, it's extremely concerning. Worth noting, and we had heard about this, we gotten word about this, Travon Walker was actually involved in a car accident shortly before. He ran into 2 parked cars, no citations. I was told previously no alcohol involved. I was reported by Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport. And so that maybe that caused part of the process to sort of slow down and bog up. Who knows if that's what it was indeed that caused him to take a double look. But I give this a B+. It would be an A- except for the process and how I felt it sort of, just the organizational dysfunction that appeared to play itself out in public. But I like the idea of getting a pass rusher. I don't like the idea of drafting Aiden Hutchinson with the short arms and sort of the quote unquote production and not the traits, and focusing on a guy with massive upside like a Travon Walker. subscribe to the YouTube channel, smash that like button, and leave us a comment with your grade for the Jaguars taking Travon Walker #1 overall.